So, you want to know how to obtain work suitability books? In this video, I will show you the 3 methods to obtain them. This ranges from faction bases for treasure maps to elemental chests and even supply drops. At the end of the video, I will show you my personal technique that's the best way to obtain all the work suitability books. Starting off with method number 1, we have faction bases. Faction bases can be found all over the map, but the best location is Sakurajima Island, as this location has a 50% chance to drop a legendary treasure map. These maps have a 9% chance to drop a work suitability book, but because there's 11 different types of books, this means we have a 99% chance to obtain one. To prove this, I have obtained 10 legendary treasure maps. Now, let's go loot all these maps to see how many work suitability books we obtain. As you can see, we obtained 10 work suitability books as well as a bunch of other useful items. To have a chance to obtain legendary treasure maps, the NPCs must be level 60 to 65. If they're level 50 to 55, you can have a 20% chance to obtain a purple treasure map instead. But it's not the end of the world, as these still have a 4.5% chance to obtain a random work suitability book. This adds up to be a 49.9% chance to obtain one. If you're not max level, you can try the next best location, which is the snow biome, as this has a 20% chance for a legendary map and a 30% chance for a purple treasure map. When it comes to faction bases, I realise no one actually understands how these reset, so I've done a bunch of tests to prove to you the requirements it takes to make these faction bases actually reset. So, on Sakurajima Island, there's a total of 4 faction bases. At the start of this test, the time is 14:00. On base number 1, I have looted the chest and rescued the pal from the cage. I have also took out all the NPCs and looted all the smaller chests. In base number 2, I have just looted the chest and rescued the pal from the cage. In base number 3, I have looted the chest and hurt the pal through the cage. In base number 4, I have just looted the chest. These faction bases resets every 1 hour after the pal has been freed and the chest has been opened. The time is now 15:00. So let's go check the bases out. Checking base number 1, we can see that the chest has respawned. For base number 2, we can see that the chest has also respawned. For base number 3, we can see the pal is still inside the cage, however, there is no chest. And for the 4th base, we can also see the chest hasn't respawned. This means we need to loot the chest and rescue the pal from the cage to make the faction bases reset every 60 minutes. Looting the normal chests and taking out the NPCs isn't important. Moving on to method 2, we have the elemental chests. These can be found all over the map, but the ones we want are located all over the new 6 small islands, as these has a bunch of chests close to one another. We also want the ones on Sakurajima and Faybreak Island, as these have the highest chance to obtain a work suitability book. Again, no one really knows the reset timers, and people claim it takes a total of 5 hours, which is just madness. I understand why this misinformation is being told, as the Palworld database says it takes 300 minutes, which is 5 hours. So, let me prove to you this isn't the case. We're here at Neptilia's Island, and now I will go around and open all the elemental chests on the island. This is the very last chest and the time is 10:21. Now we just have to come back in 60 minutes to check to see if the chests have respawned. So the time is now 11:21, and as you can see, the elemental chests have respawned. This is all on default settings, so there is no modifications that can change the game's chest respawns. People also state that the elemental chests respawn in 5 in-game days, but let me show you that this is not always the case. So, I'm changing my day and night time settings from 1 to 5. This will make the day and night cycle go much faster, which will allow me to quickly sleep in bed 5 times in a row. For the purpose of this clip, I won't be doing any cuts, just so you can see that I actually sleep 5 times in a row. Now, if we head back to Neptilius' island, we can see that the chests haven't even respawned. After spending countless hours testing elemental chests these past few days, I've noticed that the elemental chests are actually really bugged. Sometimes they respawn in 1 hour, other times it can range from 2 to 3 hours. As a result, I will explain how I loot all the elemental chests towards the end of the video. Another thing I noticed is that you want a small fire, water and electric pal, as this will prevent the pals from getting stuck, not allowing the pals to unlock the chest. Moving on to the third method, we have supply drops which respawn around every 3 hours of playing time. You want to obtain these from Faybreak as the supply drops here have a 9% chance to drop a book. Again, because there are 11 different books, this adds up to 99% chance to obtain a book from a single supply drop. You can set the supply drop timer to 1. Doing this will make the supply drops every 1 minute. This is the fastest way to obtain the Work Suitability books in the game. All the supply drops will drop in the same area, allowing you to stay still and continuously farm books. However, if you consider this cheating and it's not for you, then you will want to use my method to obtain all the books. Now, I've shown you all the best methods to obtain Work Suitability books. Let me show you how I farm them. As you now know, faction bases and elemental chests all have a reset timer of 60 minutes. Because of this, I will start by looting all 4 Sakurajima faction bases by running inside quickly, freeing the pal and looting the main chest. Once the first faction base is looted, you want to check the time as we will need this information later. After Sakurajima, I actually head to the snow area to loot all 3 of their bases, as these 2 locations are the best ways to obtain Work Suitability books. From there, I open up all the treasure maps before teleporting to the 6 small islands, which gives me access to 22 elemental chests which are all close to one another. For the last step, I quickly go around Sakurajima Island to loot all the elemental chests before I head off to Faybreak Island to do the same thing. If you want to make this easier, you can place markers on the map where all the elemental chests spawn. You can find them all on the Palworld database, making them super easy to locate. When it's nearly been 60 minutes, I go around looting all the treasure chests before heading back to base to quickly deposit all my items. I ended up doing a full trip in under 1 hour, so let's check out how many books we obtained. So, the time is now 18:37, which means it's been 60 minutes. If we head back to the first faction base I looted, you will see that I can start the whole process again. As a tip, you always want to go around looting everything in the same order. Doing this keeps everything in line, spawning at the correct time just before you arrive. If the elemental chests don't spawn, just do other tasks while you wait for the faction bases to respawn to try again. I hope this video helped you out with understanding how the respawn timers work and obtaining all the Work Suitability books you desire. If it did, consider subscribing, as I have a Palworld playlist that's full of useful videos to help you dominate in your Palworld adventures. It's been your boy Trops, and I'll catch you in the next one.